Alright. Today is gonna be a good day. Not really having anything planned for anything major. We're not gonna be anywhere close to finishing. Well, we're gonna be close. We're closer. We're gonna be closer than we were last week, but we're not gonna be finishing this generation. But I'm actually kind of happy, I guess, because there's kind of like a lot of stuff going on right now that's just kind of. I need to turn down the volume of my headset. It's got a lot of things going on right now in my life that it just kind of makes me a little bit excited. First big thing is I actually found out that I am currently 9 chapters away from finishing my book. And when that is done, one second, I need to close a window. There was an ad on Twitch for some, I don't know what it was for, but I just had to close the window. But anyway, what I was gonna say was I am very close to finishing my first book. When it is finished, I'm gonna be spending some time just trying to expand on some things and try and like add some fluff to make some of the chapters a little bit more fleshed out. All this kind of stuff, because I do kind of feel that some sections were rather brief. The other thing that I wanted to do was I actually want to take a long time just combing through every single thing, making sure that everything is in past tense, correcting any typos, that type of thing. And then I'm going to be trying to invest in a line editor to look through my entire paper, to examine my entire paper and my entire story and make sure that everything is as good as it can be. I'm just gonna say this, as of right now, it's gonna be over 100,000 words. It's probably gonna be 120,000 when it's finished, if I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Like, once all the edits are done, once all the expansions are made, it's probably gonna be about 120,000 words, but it's not the longest book out there. Freaking J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter books are freaking massive, but it is quite possibly one of my biggest. It's quite possibly the thing that I'm looking forward to. It's probably my biggest project, my biggest, most passionate project. But when part 3 is done, I'm going to be working with the artists I've been working with for a while. And we are actually going to where I'm actually going to be making a little video where I'm going to be going over all of the going over my version of Hell, and it's actually going to be a little bit more well made than the recent video I made, where I was going over the version of Heaven, my version of Heaven. Okay, let's go ahead and go to this park. Oh. That was strange. My stream actually just died for a minute, and it said on my end there was a network error. I had both my desktop and my Xbox connected to my router with an Ethernet cable. My router looks like it is fine. I got full bars with connection with my Wi-Fi. There shouldn't be anything going on with my router. I just want to check something real quick. Testing. Alright, I guess that was. Come on. Those. I guess that was just like a random thing that I just had a random network error. That's weird.
Live nor.
I'll be keeping an eye on my stream to see if it happens again, but there really shouldn't be any reason why I would have a network error. It's not like my stream is being interrupted, it's just strictly on my laptop's side. Minnow, goldfish, rainbow trout, red herring, Siamese, catfish, black goldfish. Yeah, I think we have everything here. And let's go to another location. We are going to be going to this park. Oh wait, no. This park. Another thing that I'm kind of excited about is I just kind of today actually kind of read a new alley catfish is new and salmon is new, same as angelfish. They're gonna be fishing here. Another thing that I found out that was new that I'm kind of excited for is that, as I said, I'm a huge One Piece fan, and I just kind of read the recent chapter of One Piece, and my God, does that look insane. Hey, got an alley catfish. That's nice.
Zingo. Here you go. Shabu. Good job.
I don't know. I think that I may not be able to do the boiler because I don't have a high handling skill. So we're just gonna have you go home. And same thing for you, Alec. Gonna have you go home.
Oh. Get it, Blue.
I have no idea why there's all these Sims here.
Really? Whoa!
So we got another bath item for fishing.
Whoa! Oh!
There is an achievement for catching, fishing up a plant from a treasure chest, and eventually we should be able to get that. Just haven't got it yet.
Oh, Jeff Mansu!
Let's take a look at the challenges real quick. So I think that we need to catch a perfect angelfish. I think angelfish can be caught in this pond. And I think we need to catch a perfect salmon. And I think that's all we need to catch for this pond. When you catch one more fish, we're gonna have Bobby go home. I forgot about Dylan. Have you go home too. $187 of 300. Nice. Star Night, inventory. Need you to work on your homework. Inventory. Do homework. Okay, let's go ahead and clean up the mac and cheese. And how are you doing? Go ahead and eat. And we'll have you sleep. For dinner, wait. Oh, it's still have leftovers, are fine. He's gonna have her sleep until 6. Okay, let's have you work on your reports.
Ooh. Hmm.
Eat leftovers, bread and... Why is that in... canned soup? And then we're gonna have you, sleep. So there is something that, I will say, it's, I've taken a long break from playing, Disney Dreamlight Valley. Basically, the reason why I stopped playing was there's a glitch that I experienced where, for the longest time, I could not complete this quest. This required me to take a picture of this character in front of something that I crafted, and, nothing I did would actually get the quest completed. So it was like a glitch that prevented me from actually completing the game, completing the mission. And because of that, I took a very, very long break from that game. And now I've actually gone back into that game, and of course the developers have fixed that bug, but they kind of added a lot into that game since I last played. Like they have they included characters and Monsters Inc. as interactable characters in Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I haven't even touched the DLC or the expansion part of that game, Rift in Time, which has like a completely new area to explore with new characters and new storylines, and I'm really kind of curious to see what they're gonna do with that. So once I work my way up to maxing out those 3 new characters I have access to, then I'm actually going to be spending some time and downloading that DLC and experiencing something entirely new with the game. And I'm actually kind of been really excited to be back in that game and playing it again. For those curious, I'm still working on 100%ing and platinuming the entire Rare Replay project. It's just there's some missions that have been giving me some trouble. It's a really kind of snapshot, which is sort of like additional challenges you can do for completion, for like sort of like achievements. And there's 5 snapshots for each arcade game they have in the replay, and the ones for Slalom, which is like a skiing game, Skiing, like snow skiing, like skiing on snow. Those challenges are so unbelievably brutal. Like there's one where you need the one that I've been struggling with for so long on Rare Replay that it actually kind of caused me to take like an extended break from that game. It requires you to get an average of a 100 speed throughout the entire course, but you lose speed whenever you turn, and you're required to turn in order to make certain to pass like certain obstacles, and you obviously lose speed if you crash. If you lose too much speed, then the mission will fail, and if you are able to make it through the entire course without crashing and without losing too much speed, then you technically have a chance of finishing with an average of 100, but it is just so unbelievably difficult to do. And the reason why I think I find it so difficult is actually because it it I feel like it didn't have to be as difficult as it is, but because it's how do I explain this? So it would be a little bit better if saving was a feature, I guess you could say. Like if you have like a checkpoint thing, if even if you could rewind like you could in the main game, because trying to do it all in one go is just so brutally difficult for like a long course. But it is something that I will eventually need to do if I want to get all the achievements for that game, which I do. But it's just gonna take a while. So one thing I will say is we will, in all likelihood, we will be making some serious progress in catching every perfect fish. We may even be able to do that. But one thing I do want to point out is we are 13 challenges away from just literally working on our last 100 challenges. You can't really see how much we're missing with this outlook because it doesn't show everything. Like it doesn't have like the counters when you're doing like a loading screen and you can see how many we're having. But the last update that we had, we were at 187 challenges, up 300. So 13 more challenges, and then we'll be at 200 of 300. I just want to go ahead and quickly go over this list and what we have left to do. So we are currently working on getting the angler management challenge, which will require us to get a perfect anchovy, a perfect angelfish, a perfect blowfish, perfect deathfish, perfect jellyfish, perfect lobster, perfect piranha, perfect robot fish, perfect salmon, perfect shark, perfect swordfish, perfect tragic clownfish, perfect tuna, perfect vampire fish. Once we get all those fish, then we will be able to get that challenge done. And that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that is 15 challenges of that list. So we, by completing angler management, we will be 2/3 of the way through this game. So we're making some significant progress just by getting the challenges done. Once we get those challenges done, then we're actually going to be grinding the gardening skill a little bit. Because the other thing that we need to work on here is God damn it. Freaking hate that shit. The other thing that we need to work on is getting the last 2 perfect recipes, which actually requires ingredients. But first things first, there's this thing which I'm planning on doing separately. Planning on creating a separate playthrough for this. We have cat enthusiasts. We're just missing one for cat, and we just have kittens. So we're gonna be making a separate playthrough for that. And we also have spoiled kitty, so that should also be a pretty easy challenge to get. Cat fight is something that may take us some time because we need to have a social services worker here. And we need to have a cat face on. I think the easiest way for me to get that challenge is to go through the adopted kid process and have a cat fight with a social worker. And there's fur friends for Havison with 5 feline best friends. It's actually pretty easy to do with the breeding thing. There's What Ghost, which requires a camera palette that we don't actually have yet, but when we do, we'll be creating a separate playthrough for that challenge. Chess Legend is something that we're going to need to create a separate playthrough for. And there's the gardening, which we're not going to, the cornucopia challenges, which we are not going to be doing until we are ready to work on the scientist skill, because the scientist skill actually requires gardening. But these are all the plants that we will need to grow a perfect plant variant for. Architect is something that we're still working on. That's what we're working this playthrough for. Is once we get that. And Mansion Builder, which is something that we can actually do relatively easily once we get to the Gilman house, I believe. Once we get those 2 challenges, then we will be getting the Creative Spirit done. So you can see that we still have like a lot of work to do over in general, but there's getting to level 9 of the Science Career. Gonna be getting that eventually. Dance Fiend, Dance the Dead, Dance after becoming a ghost, Dance with the Reaper. We're gonna be working on that eventually. Like, there's all these challenges that we still need to do, but we got through like so many of them already, so we don't have that much left to do. But it's still gonna take some time for us to do it. There's Gold Digger for getting married to a rich sim and then seeing their ghost. That's something that's going to require a separate playthrough. Getting to level 10 of charisma and guitar skills. That's something that's going to require a separate playthrough. Green Thumb. These are the challenges related to gardening, and we will be getting that eventually. You'll at the very least be getting the Sunken Treasure challenge through fishing with Bobby. Heartbreaker. For being the boyfriend and girlfriend at 10 different sims, that's going to take some time. And illustrious author, getting to level 10 writing and painting skills, that's going to take a separate playthrough. Good to be sim. This is something that we can actually do relatively easily with Child Prodigy, but it's going to take some. We need to do some planning for. Jack of all trades for getting to level 5 and 4 different careers. Timmy's in trouble for saving a sim from a fire with a little dog. That's actually something we're going to be doing after this playthrough, and by doing that, we'll be completing the Canine Cop Challenge tree. Leader of the Free World, that's what we're going to be doing in the next generation. Living in the lap of luxury, that's for getting a family net worth of $100,000. I don't know how. That's a lifetime wish. So we literally just need to get someone with a lifetime wish and just get that, have that be a challenge. Don't fear the Reaper for scaring the Reaper. Dramatic proposal to activate Firestorm Crime Power while a sim is proposing. Family Feud. This is something that I tried to do in a previous playthrough, but it didn't really work. So we're gonna have to do that in a separate playthrough. Declare a burglar as your nemesis. The sky is falling. Activate Meteor Strike Karma Power on Community Lot. Master of the Arts for getting to guitar level 10 and painting skills. Getting level 10 guitar and painting skills. Master Thief, this is actually something that we're going to be doing the next generation. This is something that we could have done in the previous generation, but instead we're going to have to create a new sim and build another sim bot from scratch. So you can see that we still have like a lot of work to do, but there's also so much that we have already done this playthrough. Destroy $10,000 worth of objects with the dog or cat. That's something we're going to create a separate playthrough for. We let the dogs out, growl 10 sims. That's something we're going to spend a separate playthrough for. And by doing both of those, we will be getting 100%. We'll be completing that challenge. You got best friends with $10 to catch up with your lifetime. That's going to take some time. A separate playthrough, I should say. Raising 4 pets from birth to elder. That's going to take a separate playthrough. Training 20 pets, pet traits by praising and scolding pets. And gift a pet to one of your friends. That's something I need to look into. I don't actually know how to do that. Handle with care. It's like a gifted pet from one of your friends. That's something I'm also going to need to look into, because I don't know how you do that. Find your lost pet. Breed a naturally born hunter cat or a natural born digger dog. That's going to take some planning. Neighborhood pet. A pet become friends with 20 other sims or pets. Train a pet to have 9 traits. We're actually going to be getting that challenge after this generation, and by doing that, you'll be getting an achievement. Professional author earning $4,000 per week in royalties. That's going to take some considerable amount of time. Renaissance M getting level 10 in 3 different skills. Rockstar getting to level 10 of the rock branch of the music career. Easy money, marry rich elder sim with the young adult. Become a romantic interest. Oh, that's something I already have. Woohoo with the firefighter. Make out with the maid. That's going to give us an achievement. You can see that we have already have like a lot of these done. So we're over halfway done with this. But we still have a lot of work to do. Getting to level 10 of the journalism career. And these are the only 2 challenges that we have to get before we get the Steel Sous Chef challenges done. What we've been working on is we've been trying to get fishing maxed out for us to go back and prepare for the finish the cooking thing. Super popular, promise complete. Having 20 friends, superstar athlete, getting to level 9 of the athletic career. Surrounded by family, raising 4 babies to teens. Swimming in cash, having 50,000 in cash. Learning all recipes. Getting to level 10 of the evil branch of the criminal career. This is something that's going to require us some planning, but this will also get us an achievement. We need to have a sim transmogrify from a cat. And the same transmogrified from a dog become a couple. Perfect garden for growing 8 different kinds of perfect plants. Perfect aquarium, having 13 different kinds of perfect fish displayed in fish bowls. Can take some time. Public enemy become enemies of 15 sims. And that's it. Those are all the all the challenges we have yet left to get. So we still have a lot of work to do. A lot of them will, about like half of them, require 7 playthroughs. But once those are really like all we have left to do in this game, which is still a lot, but it's a lot less than we had when we first started this series about 56 streams ago. But I was curious, this is probably going to be the longest project to date of my entire what I've done so far with my series. I will actually say that there will likely not. There's likely going to be another series that's going to be longer, but it's still going to take some time. There's still we're going to cross that bridge when it comes to it, I should say. But yeah, it's just there's kind of a lot of stuff that we need to kind of prepare for, and sometimes it'll probably go faster than some things will go faster than others, but you can kind of see just how much work we have to do. I will say that I'm actually kind of looking forward to tomorrow, actually, because tomorrow may very well be the last live stream of Assassin's Creed Unity. We just have the DLC left, and in all likelihood, we will be finishing the DLC 100% of the game, like as much as we can do, since we can't really get the multiplayer. And while we're on the topic of that, I just want to say this right here and now. It's actually not possible for you to get the multiplayer achievements on Assassin's Creed Unity, mainly because, to quote one of my friends, the servers on Unity are borked, B-O-R-K-E-D. And what that means is the servers are kind of screwed. It works for some, doesn't work for all, and it's very possible that that may be something that we will never actually be able to, those it may never actually be able to be fixed, because Ubisoft has no intention of like going back to a game that's not as active as some of the more recent games. I think that Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Assassin's Creed Mirage, hell, maybe even Odyssey, or still have like a much higher daily player base than freaking Assassin's Creed Unity. So I think that safe to say that that Ubisoft doesn't really care all that much for the maintaining Assassin's Creed Unity. They really only they had like the last update a while ago, and they're not going to be updating it and patching it anytime soon. So I actually kind of sent like somewhat of an angry tweet like on Twitter saying hey, at Ubisoft, when are you going to be fixing these servers on Assassin's Creed Unity? I can't get the multiplayer achievements and the servers are screwed. Or something like that. And I said that more so as a joke, but at the same time, it is kind of frustrating that like at least like two of the Assassin's Creed games I covered on this channel, Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Assassin's Creed Unity, was actually impossible for me to get all the achievements for. With Assassin's Creed Black Flag, it was kind of more so of an issue of like no one really playing the multiplayer that much, and it was very hard for me to get into a lobby. For Assassin's Creed Unity, the servers were essentially in a not functioning state, so I couldn't actually get the achievements for the multiplayer. So it's really kind of stupid because it's actually really easy achievements to get, but unfortunately, it's actually impossible for you to get those. It's actually impossible for you to get those multiplayer achievements unless, again, you're lucky and the server actually works for you. Apparently, it works for some, it does not work for all. Certainly, that does not work for me. So.
Ooh. Uh-huh. Hardu Gonsawi.
Hmm. Hmm.
Another thing that I'm kind of excited for is I just kind of realized that we have. I think it's actually fair to say that we're actually kind of approaching the halfway point in the amount of activities we have left in the game in Saints Row 1. I will say that we have. We don't really have that much left. Like, I think there's maybe like 10 or 15 activities left in the game that you have not done. I could be just completely misremembering things, but I think there's 29 activities and we have done.
Hmm.
And so that is 19 activities left.
Hmm.
So we're kind of running out, not really running out of stuff to do, but we are just slowly like taking out every single activity in the base game of Assassin's Creed Saints Row 1. In regards to Saints Row 1, there is something I did want to discuss. And that's, I've been actually kind of enjoying myself a little bit more than I had actually anticipated with Saints Row 1. And I think the reason why I've been actually enjoying myself more was actually because I've been actually taking the time to completing activities from all the levels of activities and actually getting the rewards. I'm slowly getting myself more and more powerful. And one thing that I will say is, I do kind of feel. I do kind of feel that once we are able to, I do kind of feel that we're as strong as we're actually going to be. I think we got like all the bonuses that would be getting us I think we have gotten all of the bonuses that would give us like any sort of advantage in the fight. But yeah. Right now I'm just playing activities I think I would have the most fun with. And so far, like, I'm down to gonna be working on Mayhem next, and then I'm gonna be doing Chop Shop, like slowly just taking these activities out. We are actually we're actually very close to finishing the Vice King storyline. We only got like 3 or 4 missions left, and about 2 strongholds left to clear out, and then we're gonna be doing the Las Granales missions.
Ooh.
I've actually been enjoying myself a lot with the Vice Kings missions because it's such like a good storyline, and it kind of like blows my mind. And it's so surprised I didn't notice it before. But back when I was younger, I didn't really pay much attention to celebrities. But really surprised that Mila Kunis, the voice of Meg, voices Tanya, voice of Meg in Family Guy, voices Tanya in Saints Row 1, so that's actually really surprising to me.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Then I adored.
That's something in my ear.
Oh, Kabazid. So many za.
Ooh. Uh-huh.
Grab a plate. Okay, how are you doing? Oh, I just realized it's Saturday. It's not school day.
Mm. Mm.
Apple pancakes. Put away leftovers.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I've actually been kind of slacking a little bit. For those that may actually be unaware, I've actually been trying to exercise daily, and first week I exercised every single day except for 2. I kind of took 2 break days. Today I worked out 3 days, and it was very short walks. Like today, like I just walked 1 lap around the block for like 0.8 miles. So it wasn't even that long of a walk, but I was just I just had like breakfast, and I just wasn't actually feeling well, and I just kind of wanted to like cut the walk short. But I think my longest I've ever walked was about 7 laps, about 4.8 miles around the block, which is actually pretty insane. But I want to eventually be able to walk 10 miles because I think that will be just so satisfying if I could just see myself walk for 10 miles. And actually, that walk where I walked for 7 laps around the block took 2 hours. and took 2 hours, and it was almost 10,000 steps, like 100 steps shy of 10,000 steps, which is insane. So yeah, that's actually something that I'm actually kind of really kind of proud for, and eventually I think it'll be just so satisfying if I can just work my way up to 10 miles. But I actually went from 262 pounds to 255, so I lost about 7 pounds, and I probably gained pounds during the week if I'm gonna be perfectly honest, because of how little I exercise. But and I have our off days, so I really should be trying to exercise more. The reason why I've been trying to focus on exercising is I kind of was surprised to find out that I actually qualify as obese. And I'm not like morbidly obese, I'm just technically qualified as obese because of my height and my weight. So I've been trying to lose weight more. I've been trying to focus more on exercising to try and get back to an acceptable size, and it's been kind of a challenge. As someone that's literally been a couch potato for a large portion of my life, who's kind of lived essentially a sedentary life since high school, where I only really walked to point A to point B, like from class to class, and I spend like a large portion of my life sitting down. It's definitely gonna take some time for me to actually get used to actually moving around and exercising frequently. But I'm confident that I can do it. I do want to say that for a large portion of my life, I was kind of defensive. I guess I was kind of in denial about my overall weight, about my overall size, and I didn't really think that I was, quote, that fat. And this was often like as a counter to my dad, who just would constantly just make comments about my weight frequently, and it just always used to piss me off, and I used to get so defensive about it. And I actually got to the point that when I actually realized that I classified as obese, I just kind of wanted to just try to exercise just to, because I recognized that it was a problem. But my dad has not been as supportive. He doesn't think that I will be able to. He doesn't think that I will be able to lose weight. He doesn't think that I will be able to succeed. He thinks that I will give up after a short amount of time, but I kind of want to prove him wrong. Hey, there we go, salmon. We just have one more left, and I believe that's the angelfish. It's really kind of a shame, I guess. Because if my dad was actually a little bit more supportive, then I probably wouldn't be as upset. And I guess more so determined to kind of prove him wrong. My dad is an asshole, to put it simply. He, to kind of tell a story about what he was like. I do kind of have a story about it. It's a little bit offensive, but it is a story about what happened with my dad when I was younger. Me and my dad, we used to drive to Oregon, like the next state over, really to the north. And we used to drive to Oregon to see the other half of my family and for dad to interact with his friends and stuff. But this one time we went to Oregon, we went with my dad's girlfriend at the time and her daughter, back when my mom and dad were separated. And basically my dad was under experiencing the effects of his medication, and he just wasn't really feeling well, I guess you could say. And so he was driving recklessly. He was just under like severe effects of his medication. He was just driving recklessly all over the road, and then he stopped to get gas or something, and me and my dad's girlfriend had to get the ice, fill up the cooler with ice. And then as I was filling the cooler, I was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was half asleep. I kept on hearing my stepsister just scream my dad's name over and over and over again. I was like, what the heck is going on? I get in the car and I found out that my dad has been commentating about the type of people that would be walking across the parking lot. And apparently there was this overweight woman that was just walking across the parking lot, and my dad just said, wide load, beep, 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 which is just like fat shaming. And there was like a Mexican guy that was just walking across the parking lot, and apologies to those Hispanic persons, but because I'm about ready to say somewhat of a slur. But my dad literally said cholo, 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 cholo. And he was just like being just so offensive, just shamelessly. And it was just so funny to me. It was actually so funny to me when I heard that story. But that's in a nutshell what my dad is. He essentially has no filter, and he just says what he wants, when he wants, even if it's offensive. That in a nutshell is who my dad is. He is just a freaking asshole. In some ways, I kind of inherited his assholishness, because I kind of say some really mean and somewhat offensive things sometimes, and it kind of actually runs in the family, I guess, because my grandpa, who was the head of the theater department at Oregon State before he passed away, my grandpa actually had a moment when he was picking my dad up in the airport. I think it was when my dad was just coming back from Japan, when he was visiting his brother. And there's like this person, this guy that was handing out flyers. This person that was handing out like religious pamphlets at the airport, and he literally just tried to like give the pamphlets to my dad, and my grandpa picked up those pamphlets, threw them on the ground, and said, fuck off, get a job. And since then, my dad actually always called my grandpa the professor, sort of like indicative of what he was actually like. Sort of like indicative of what it was actually like when he was, I guess, younger. Like a side of him that's just kind of weirdly shown. But it's so funny. Like, I have so many stories of like offensive things that my dad or my grandpa did, and there's my dad essentially is someone that I don't think it would be an over exaggeration. I don't think it would be so much of an over exaggeration to say that my dad was a party animal, so to speak. He literally he's been to so many concerts, he's gotten drunk so many times. Like, he's a party animal. He's just a pure party animal. But I swear to God, he also has like 100 contacts in his phones. He knows so many people. Has so many stories about like famous people he met. And there's a story that he told me that he was able to go backstage at a Heart concert, and he went backstage at a Heart concert. He actually met the two female lead singers of Heart, and he says that they actually kissed him on the cheek, which I always just kind of thought was kind of like stretching it. Like I thought that maybe that was kind of bullshit, but it's something that a story that my dad used to tell frequently of how he actually met Heart at the band for Heart, and always wondered if that was a story that he was just like completely fabricated or if it actually happened. Just kind of like an example of like one of the crazy stories that my dad used to tell.
Sisters. Oops. Hanuchi. Super do. Student. Sawa. Bibsa. Zavani Gert.
No.
Woody. Why so why Stika? Oh, I could you.
So I do want to take a look at Zara's skill tree, her skills. Okay, so we're 4 levels away from maxing athletic. I do want to take a look at the and there's also one more. I want to say I want to look at the life expectancy of the Sims real quick. The other thing I wanted to look at was the challenges. So I believe in that pond, the only thing that we need to catch is a perfect angelfish. I think that's everything in that pond. We just need to catch a perfect angelfish and then we're free to move on.
Tuzo.
Since we got stop feeding the dog. Since we got the pest career to level 3, there's a maximum level for the part-time job, but it may as well work on another career.
Gunzavi. Chesme. Zam Chesme do.
So as of right now, we have 3, 2. Wait. I forgot about this. We have a part-time job at the hospital. We have a part-time job at the graveyard. Is honestly what I kind of want to do right now. And we also have the part-time jobs at the Gilman complex. Mental specialist, $33 per hour, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. In need of a job without the stress of working with living Sims? If so, a job at the mausoleum may be right for Gort. Okay, so let's go ahead and type up this report. Let's go ahead and use the bathroom. Take a shower. And we're gonna have you go to sleep. What are you doing here? Okay, so the reports are good. Okay, eat the leftovers. His mouth was twitching. You guys see that? Alex's mouth was just twitching there.
You're wrong.
Those pancakes are bad. Inventory. There's actually been a glitch I noticed a few times now where food that says it's actually good in the fridge is actually spoiled. So instead we're gonna have predator jam. Since it's Sunday, we may as well get to work on trying to catch that perfect angelfish. And everyone is more or less at their needs satisfied. I am officially out of coffee. There is something that I should actually probably discuss that's actually going to relate to my channel. It's actually going to relate to like a future upcoming project. For those curious, one game that I actually covered, or actually finished last year, I believe, was actually getting 100% completion in Kingdom Hearts 1, and for and for getting 100% completion for Kingdom Hearts 1, and getting all the achievements for that game in the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 HD collection. And I actually said at the end of that stream that I actually do want to take like a extended break for that game, and just I said I kind of want to take a moment for my brain to actually kind of reset from playing the RPG, and actually think that, you know, time has passed that I am actually actively considering playing that game relatively soon. It's not going to take over any of the current projects that I'm any of my current games that are kind of set up for the queue, but it is going to be next in line after my third game. So I'm actually trying to think. I believe that the next one on queue is Infamous 1, which is going to be my second official platinum trophy. The other thing I wanted to work on was Far Cry Blood Dragon, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I'm going to be playing through the 360, through the Xbox Series X. And then the next game in the queue is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. After Syndicate, I think that I do want to play Kingdom Hearts 3 Chain of Memories. And the reason why I want to play that game, the reason why well, not only, one of the reasons why I want to play that game is I never actually played that game, but it is something that I would need to play 100% if I wanted to essentially platinum the entire HD collection on Xbox. But this game is actually kind of rather unique, and if you want to get 100% completion, if you want to get like every single card and every single little item you can get, and the Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories through the HD collection, you will actually need to watch the 358 Days Over 2 movie on the HD collection in order for you to get like a special card in the Chain of Memories. It's really kind of stupid that you can unlock an item beyond watching like a movie of a game in the HD collection, but it's something that we do have to do for if we do want to get 100% completion. There are technically a difficulty related achievement for that game. We are actually required to play it on Proud, and for that reason there's going to be 2 playthroughs. One of them is going to be 100% playthrough on normal, and the other one is going to be more so of a speed run on Proud. And one thing that I will say is I'm kind of hoping that I kind of have a better time playing that game on Proud than I did when I tried to do it live stream on Switch. For those curious, I kind of had like a lot of moments where when I was streaming that game, when I was trying to stream the additional difficulty related stuff, I had a lot of moments of rage where I was actually legitimately kind of getting pissed off, and I actually had to record myself getting through every single world individually because I was not having a good time. I was raging a lot. I was getting visibly upset every single time I died, and I kind of had to minimize the amount of stuff that I had to go through when I was playing Kingdom Hearts 1. But since I actually managed to get through Proud and I actually got more or less familiar with how Proud works, I actually think that I will be able to I actually think that I will be able to stream through the Proud playthrough with relative ease, as I'm actually more familiar with how the Proud difficulty works now. There is one thing that I do want to say is I am familiar with the story of Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories. I do know how that game is, what that story essentially is about. It's not going to be a blind, quote-unquote, playthrough. I did watch a playthrough of it, a couple playthroughs of it on YouTube, but this will be the first time I'm actually playing the game, so in that sense it is blind since I've never actually played that game before. There is kind of one problem that I do have is I kind of dislike how they kind of handle Sora's character in Re-Chain of Memories. And I'm not gonna go into any spoilers on what they actually do with that character, but I am. Let's just say that I am familiar with what they did, and I'm not too thrilled with it. And I think they could have actually done better if they actually spent the time to if they actually spent the time to further develop the character in like a different way. But I do understand why they did that. I do understand the narrative reasoning for it. Doesn't mean that I particularly enjoy it. But they actually changed the voice actor for Sora in between Kingdom Hearts 1 and Re-Chain of Memories. And I'm actually kind of... this voice actor change, I believe, remains consistent until the current series. But it is kind of jarring when you're playing Kingdom Hearts 1 and you're just seeing Sora's new voice actor in Kingdom Hearts Re-Chain of Memories, but it's fine.
Yarpanul. Falubuisi. Miwa Nepsu. Gemsa. Bawaz. Sahib.
Okay, serve dinner. We will make...
Sabo? Gib.
Chavi Lark!
Sabotage.
I'm not actually much of a fish guy.
Oh.
To be perfectly honest, I don't really enjoy, I guess, eating fish. I don't have it when it's available, but I'm more of a steak or pork person.
Spurk. Gib.
Kiwazawa!
Eterbize. Borbo.
Grilled salmon, eat. I'll say that I don't think that I would be willing to ever work for a graveyard. And not so much that it's afraid of it or anything, it's just working amongst the dead like is always such like an unsettling thought.
Gib Woofum.
In my life I had so many family members that have died either of old age or illness or something. I have been fortunate or unfortunate enough to have only gone to 2 or 3 funerals. And I think the one that I remember the most was when my great grandmother died. And I could just feel my freaking heart raising in my chest as I was approaching my grandmother's coffin. I just couldn't even look at her face in the coffin. I was just so, I guess, nervous or something. Then after the service ended and they were taking her body to be buried with her already deceased husband, walking through that graveyard and seeing that hole dug in the ground where
Rebza?
my grandpa was buried is also kind of unsettling.
Aruba. Let me go.
The one thing that I will say is I don't know, as of right now, I don't know like what I guess what about like graveyards just kind of freaks me out so much, but I guess it's just a thought that like the realization about my own mortality that one day I could just be 6 feet under at some point and just be buried right below my feet for all I know. But it's been, I guess, kind of like a challenge, I guess you could say, just to actually acknowledge something like that, to actually be thinking about something like that, because just really what funerals actually do is just kind of makes you realize just how limited you are as a human, how much like life seems to be taken away. There's one thing that I'm also kind of like afraid of in general. Since I am writing a novel series kind of inspired off of Judeo-Christian beliefs, I get the feeling that there's going to be some people that would not be too happy that I am writing a book inspired by those beliefs. Because a lot of people just kind of take that type of talk a little seriously. And I get the feeling that people may not be too thrilled at the possibility, at the concept of someone actually, I get the feeling people would not be too thrilled at the concept of someone actually, kind of writing a book about like characters, present in the Bible and like events present in the Bible. And that's something that I get the feeling I'm gonna have to deal with sooner or later. But one thing that I am kind of increasingly aware of is the lengths that people go to defend their own religious beliefs, and how people have actually been killed by others for their own beliefs. And I do know for a fact that if I'm not careful, if I say or do something that will offend the wrong person, there may be some religious person that will take offense to what I've written, to what I've said. And I've possibly already kind of done that on YouTube. In one personal account, whenever I kind of talk about religion. And that's something that I realize I'm gonna have to contend with. That's something I realize I'm gonna need to try and develop and try and be better at. Because the last thing I want is to upset someone because of me vocating my beliefs and my reasoning for writing this book. Last thing I want is to have someone be so offended that they just insinuate that I am something that I don't consider myself to be, or attack me for choosing to believe what I believe. To kind of elaborate more on this, there was a moment, something that I've been noticing on YouTube are people who leave comments on YouTube videos where they just kind of say, oh, I'll pray for you, or God help you, or something like that. Like, it's just, they kind of like bring religion into like comments and just say, oh, like one person I saw and said, you need Jesus and all this kind of stuff. And it's just, I always kind of like took offense to that, I guess I could say, because it's just, one thing that I just don't really care for are people that kind of push their own religious beliefs onto others instead of respecting another person's beliefs. And there was a couple times when I actually kind of stood up for my, kind of said something about that, and I kind of said, hey, you shouldn't actually be doing that. I didn't actually say that exactly, but I said something along the lines of that. And I essentially kind of was called out, said I'm really kind of getting tired of blah 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 blah, and it's just because that I end up getting attacked by people defending their actions, and it's just, most recent example was actually at a back and forth of someone essentially, trying to remember what the conversation was even about, but he said that at the end God will judge you or something like that. I can't remember what exactly he said, and I said, and I was kind of possibly being an asshole, but I said something along the lines of I can't remember what I said, but I kind of insinuated that the concept of God is essentially a myth, and there's no evidence of a God even existing, which is kind of partly what I believe, but I didn't really vocalize that well. And I want to kind of explain more so what I believe is I consider myself an atheist, but I'm not in the atheist where as most people would expect. I do believe in an afterlife. I do believe that there is something that our soul goes to when they die, and I do kind of have my own reasons for believing this. That actually does not stem from the Bible, but stems from actual real experiences, real documented experiences that people have. I've actually seen records of people actually. I've seen records of people actually dying, like actually dying on the. Why is there a bowl there? I have seen records of people actually dying on the like in a hospital before the doctor resuscitates them. And every single person that a lot of people that I've seen who actually kind of recounts the moment that they died actually kind of describes himself seeing something on the other side. And the fact that a lot of people actually claim they saw like their version, what they believe is heaven, or more generally the afterlife, does kind of make me believe that that there is something there waiting for you when you do die. But I've also seen some type of evidence. I've also seen some type of evidence of, I guess, there's a lot of documentations throughout history, actually, of people actually kind of experiencing like something of a supernatural in nature. I'm probably gonna lose some points for this, but there's actually been some documentations throughout a large course of history of people actually thinking that they are experiencing demons and all this kind of stuff. And it's just the fact that that's kind of spread throughout history is just kind of fascinating to me. It kind of makes me think that what if something like that were true? What if there are demons? What if there is a hell or some version of a hell? It may not necessarily be that there is a god or there is a devil, but if there is a place where people go to when they die, whether it is hell or heaven or something similar, then I would kind of latch onto the idea of that rather than to the idea that God could have created the universe. And it's just kind of my own thing to kind of expand more on that. Uh, I uh, I kind of I don't. I think that a large portion of the Bible is really kind of meant to tell stories that people can derive a message from, and a lot of it may not be necessarily treated as fact. It was kind of more so probably meant to be treated as allegorical in nature. And a key example of that is the story of Noah, and the Ark, of him seeming to have created an ark with two of every animal. It's like a classic like Bible story that every kid who went through Sunday school knows. But it's just stuff like that, like stories like that that are just kind of ridiculous once you try to think of it. But it's just, what if there's meant to be like some type of message? What if there's meant to be like some sort of meaning behind it that you're supposed to glean? And it's not necessarily meant to mean, hey, it's not maybe meant to mean like, hey, there actually was someone that was lived for 900 years, and he actually did build an ark with two of every animal. Maybe there's like some sort of message behind that or something. I don't know. I don't think we'll ever actually know like the intent behind the writing of the Bible, because people who actually wrote the Bible are actually like long and dead. But I do kind of feel that the concept of God being like a all powerful and all knowing thing is just kind of creates a problem that I've kind of noticed with a lot of religious people. And the main problem that I have with it is in the Old Testament, God actually stated that he one of the things that he appreciates most about humanity is a concept of free will. And if that were true, then why is it that he only allows people into heaven who worship him? If he values someone free will, then why wouldn't he allow people that are good into heaven? It's just kind of like a logical assumption, logical question that I often ask, and it just kind of leads me to believe that maybe when you die, instead of it being based on religious beliefs, it's based on your own morality. And what if instead of like whether or not you believe in God or a God, depending on the type of religion, what if it's really meant to be based off of your actions in life? And that's kind of more so what I choose to believe instead of believing in God or Jesus or something like that. And that's probably why I just kind of get so defensive whenever I talk about people who just kind of push their beliefs onto others. I encounter this all the time where people just kind of people just kind of claim that people just kind of claim that they are it's almost as if like a lot of people that I encounter who are religious just have this blind realization, blind belief that just because they believe in God, they are guaranteed to go into heaven, which in my eyes is not necessarily true. Because if you think about it, Adolf Hitler was Catholic, and if people who are Christian believe that simply believing in God will get you into heaven, then that would mean that Adolf Hitler would be in heaven. And it's just like kind of stuff like that that just kind of makes me question the logistics of that. But it's just a lot of religious people, they just, even like people who are religious that aren't necessarily good people, they kind of have a habit of acting all superior to another person simply for just choosing to simply for believing that because they believe in God that they will be saved, that all their sins will be forgiven. And I do kind of feel that that is kind of problematic to believe, because it just kind of gives you an excuse to like do bad things, to say bad things to other people, to do bad things to other people, and just like all will be well when you ask God to forgive you. I feel like it shouldn't work like that. And it's just I encounter that all of the time, and just it's starting to really bug me whenever I encounter people like that. But whenever I kind of vocalize this thought, oftentimes I don't do it well, and I get attacked for it. I get attacked by people on YouTube. I get attacked by family. I get attacked by friends, and it's not something that I enjoy doing. It's not something that I enjoy experiencing. And that's one thing that I do kind of feel could be a possibility is uh, when I develop and publish my novel project, people are going to ask about my own religious beliefs. And I worry about the possibility of me explaining them and then me offending like everyone under the sun simply for just having my own unique, well, possibly not even unique version of beliefs, but it's what I choose to believe, and unfortunately, like people will just likely be up in arms over it. But it's just something that I often like afraid of it being a possibility. I guess is just the possibility of me being attacked for my beliefs, for how I am depicting my version of heaven and hell, how I am depicting my version of God, which is sort of meant to be more human and more relatable to the reader, may not go over well to people who actually believe in God and think of him as like a perfect or infallible entity. And it's just, I get the feeling that people will see that and they will kind of get offended. That's kind of one of my biggest fears is I don't actually know how I will handle that if that were to happen, if people were to attack me for my own beliefs, because it already happened before and I haven't really handled it well. People just kind of brush me off as kind of an idiot, and it's just, I don't see that as true, but it's just people are people.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah. Ah. Huh?
Glarvin Sherb.
Uh-huh. Hmm. Barzo. Maui cover. Mormicas. Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna say before doing this, we're gonna be using the high setting of this and just kind of go with the Slenderman vibe again because I'm kind of getting tired of having to do this.
Ooh. Quan.
Hey, Slenderman is back. Or Slender Woman.
Oh.
Ah.
Ah. Oh. Peor.
I've actually kind of had like these weird dreams for like 2 days in a row where I actually kind of had a girlfriend. Like it's just weird that it happened 2 days in a row. It's just not once, which is kind of, I guess, kind of more normal. But the two dreams that I had where I had a girlfriend, uh, it was just kind of really weird because one night she was uber conservative and me and her, I realized wouldn't really work out if this was a real relationship because our political beliefs are just so different. And she was also kind of extreme, I guess, in her beliefs. She was also kind of extreme, I guess, in her beliefs, where she uh, to try and like explain, I guess, like what she was, what type of person she was. There is a politician who claims to be rich,
Whoa.
who is has over 80 felonies. who was a former president and who has a fan base that are kind of extreme in their political views. That is kind of essentially what my girlfriend in One Dream was about. And it was just so weird to me because it just kind of threw me off. But then the next dream I had, like the next day, she is actually completely normal. She actually was a gamer like me, and we actually kind of had a more healthy relationship. And what's weird is she had like the same looks and the same design as the other dream. Like it wasn't like another complete random. Like it was actually someone that was actually the same person. But it was just so weird to me. And to honestly kind of make things worse, she is actually someone that I knew in real life who I actually don't really have as strong feelings for. So it was just kind of really weird that I kind of had a dream about this person. I think it was actually someone that I knew from college. It was just like really weird. If it's a person I think it's supposed to be, but it's very weird.
Glarman Sherb. Oh, 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 oh.
Life fruit and death fish. Egg, flame fruit. I'm actually kind of curious about something. I just want to see if this store actually has what we need. We need light fruit and we need flame fruit.
Glarman Sherb.
Now we have to grow it. I gotta figure that.
Oh, Pingor.
Turn on use, take a shower.
Sisters.
How are you doing, Gort? And how are you doing, Alec? You need to pee.
Ah.
So I'm really just waiting until everyone's done with their actions so they don't like get their needs interrupted. But when everyone is done, we're actually going to be going back into the thing again.
Yarn.
Zib zib.
So let's go to that park and we will try and fish for that fish again. Just need a perfect angelfish. Let's actually take a look at the skill milestones. We need to catch 350, so we need another 100 and was that 68? 168 fish? Do we have a perfect salmon? Or is that something we're still missing? Yeah, we do. So we're just missing the angelfish. Still hearing fish. You keep on getting very nice angelfish. I also really need to shave. Beard is starting to get a little out of control. Did I just see a school bus? At the very least, once we get this challenge for catching 350 fish, I believe this will actually allow us to catch fish more frequently. Actually, let me go ahead and verify that. Catch bigger fish than normal sims. Okay. Oh no, that's every fish type. Yeah, it's catch every more fish in less time. Keep on getting very nice angelfish. That's not what I want. Just want to see a bait that's actually better. Hey! Hell yeah! $39 raise. So let's get away from this horrible lady strumming. Or this lady's horrible strumming. Let's go to Misty Branch Festival. Bye, crazy lady. She's probably not crazy, it's just her hair. So I will say that I've been actually kind of conflicted, I guess. Been actually really conflicted. Where is the pond? Here it is. I've been really conflicted as of late because I don't know if I want to minnow, goldfish, rainbow trout, red herring. Okay, so this is all stuff that we already have. Minnow, goldfish. Yeah, we already have this. Let me go ahead and check real quick. So we got black goldfish, a goldfish, a minnow, a rainbow trout, red herring, Siamese catfish. Yeah, we have everything here. Okay, so let's go to another location. So we gonna check this pond. I don't think it has what we need. Let's may as well check it. Okay, they have a pond in their backyard. Minnow, goldfish, rainbow trout, red herring, salmon. Okay, so let's move on. Go to Precious Pets Park and Gazebo. Here's a fishy. Inspect water, goldfish, rainbow trout, red herring. We need piranha, lobster, and shark. Weird how there's freshwater sharks in this game. I actually kind of have a story back when I was like a little kid, like maybe like 3 or 4 years old. My dad actually took me and a group, my mom and some of his friends to Lake Shasta when I was like a kid, and we kind of passed a buoy that actually, to my eyes, resembled a shark fin. And I was so scared because I thought that one of my dad's asshole friends said, "Oh, well, that's a freshwater shark." As a kid, I was so terrified to get into the water, and my dad, as an asshole, tried to throw me into the water, and I could never get out of the water fast enough. And I was just so terrified because I was so convinced that there was a shark in the water when it was really just like an oddly shaped buoy. But it was so weird. It was so weird to me, and that's like a memory that stuck out. I never actually saw a shark in my life. Like, I've been to the beach a couple times, but I've never actually seen a shark. Or possibly in like a aquarium. I think I've been to like a aquarium sometime in my life. Possibly when I went to the Portland Zoo. I don't know if the Portland Zoo has an aquarium. But I've never been to I never actually seen a shark, like only in movies and documentaries. But yeah. there's kind of one memory that will stick out. Like, it's not really a shark again, like it's a buoy, but like as a kid, I was convinced it was a shark, and I was freaking the fuck out.
Flaxnor! Eeny clang!
Piranha. So now we need either a shark or a lobster, and I don't think we have the bait for that. We do have one for shark, but we don't have one for lobster.
Whip na chum!
Shabuza buza.
We got a shark. Once again, I got hit with a network error on my end, so if you kind of encounter like something weird going on, that's probably what it is. We need tuna for this. And let's just go with the lure. It's funny I can see the lobster like down there. There's actually like 3 lobster. We're actually gonna be heading home pretty soon. And let's go home. We actually got a lot of progress. Got a lot of progress. They're gonna be happy with that. I think I actually kind of want to take a break. So when we get back, we're just gonna be doing some minor. There's a couple things I do want to do, but first and foremost, we are at 290 challenges of 375. So we're missing 10 perfect fish now. What I think I may end up doing next time, since it looks like tuna is actually a pretty easy fish to catch, we may go down to the beach and we may get a perfect tuna and perfect swordfish. And I believe we can also get a perfect jellyfish there too. I just don't know. Because the fact that these are all like 5-star rating things are things that is actually easy fish to catch. The problem that I have is angelfish actually took me a while and I wasn't actually able to catch an angelfish until I used bait. Because before then I was only getting very nice quality or below. So it just, and that was a 10-star, 10 difficulty challenge, so. We're gonna keep trying to go for a lobster, but if we really struggle, hopefully we can have better luck catching a perfect tuna. Did he age up again? No, he didn't. I thought he did. I was gonna say, he ages up fast. I know I've been playing on Immortal, but still. It's, stop.
Alvena
Let's have you work on your homework.
Cerno.
Oh, we need to get rid of some of this, stuff. Just really trying to get rid of all this crap. I'm gonna keep the fish because I don't know if I need it. We are going to be clearing some of our inventory space. Oh wow, yeah, 20 red herrings, 15 goldfish. Let's just sell our red herrings. I don't think we're gonna need all this. Oh my god, 40 rainbow trout. Yeah, let's just go ahead and sell all this. And we are slowly getting our inventory back. I don't know why we keep on getting this. Like that bone. Yeah, I think that's all I want to keep. All I want to sell. Yeah, let's check Zara. She is doing her homework. Good. Dylan is doing his homework, at least he's about to. Yeah, but we have bills to pay. I just want to make sure that everyone's already kind of working on something for before we kind of wrap things up for now. If you are remotely interested in what to see today, actually I'm gonna save my wrap up thing for after we kind of have Alec doing his thing. Yeah, I think that we're kind of at a good place to wrap things up. We are actually we made so much progress today, my god. A lot more progress than I was actually expecting, but in all likelihood, if this momentum continues, we may get very close to finishing all the fishing challenges either next week or the week after. But basically, we just have to check out getting all the fishing stuff here. We just need to get a perfect lobster, and we need to figure out where to get that robot fish and the vampire fish. But I think the only other thing that we need to worry about is fishing at the ocean for the sea stuff, and I think that'll be it. So if you are remotely interested in what to see today, all the games I cover on my channel will be for 1% completion. I'm going to be streaming Simpsons Pets yet again next Friday, 1 p.m. to 5 Pacific Standard Time, and hopefully I will be able to stream until 5. I'm going to be streaming Assassin's Creed Unity for 100% completion on Saturdays, 1 p.m. to 5 Pacific Standard Time, and I'm going to be streaming Saints Row 1 for 1% completion on Sundays, 1 p.m. to 5 Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in games you play for 1% completion, know that not only go for 1% in-game statistic, but 100% in achievements as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time. Look at that. 11 to 21, 26 to 28, 191 of 300 challenges completed. We are making progress. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time.